Wenyenchi, how are you doing? I hope you're doing fine. I'm also okay. Now, on Thursday, there were by-elections in different parts of the country. Mbere, there's another one in Kakamega. And to my surprise, UDA won all those by-elections. And it got me thinking. Does people really mean this one-term slogan, or it is just a social media hype? I want us to look into this. So I want you to imagine this. There is a noisy WhatsApp group called Residents Against the Landlord. Every day, people are typing in caps lock. This landlord must go. One term. Tumechoka. But when rent day comes, everyone quietly lines up and pays the same landlord. No protest, no drama, no moving out. Now tell me, is the landlord popular again? Or are the tenants just too comfortable to actually relocate? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to politics. So, UDA has just swept the by-elections clean sweep. 4 out of 4, no mercy. Even in Mount Kenya, where Twitter analysts had already written political obituaries for the president. Online, it's one term. On the ground, it's kazi ni kazi. So what's going on? Let's break it down calmly before someone starts throwing hashtags at me. So, there's this question we have to ask ourselves. Are by-elections a real popularity test? By-elections are like midweek Champions League matches. Die-hard fans show up, casuals stay home. In Kenya, by-elections usually attract party loyalists, organized grassroots machinery, low voter turnout. If turnout is low, the most organized team wins. And right now, whether people like it or not, UDA is the most organized political machine on the ground. Look at that meeting, the aspirant meeting they held at State House. Let's check out the reality. Online versus ground. There's something Kenyans must accept. Twitter is not Kenya. TikTok is not Kenya. Spaces are not polling stations. You can trend hashtag Wantam for 72 hours straight. But if you don't show up at 6 a.m. with your ID card, the ballot box doesn't care. Kenyan politics is still very physical. Chiefs, ward admins, church networks, local mobilizers, hustler networks. That ground game wins elections, not viral tweets. So, is Ruto's popularity back? Now this is where it gets interesting. Is Ruto popular again? Or is this just opposition, disorganization, voter apathy, or people not taking by-elections seriously? Truth is a mix. But here's the dangerous part. If Gen Z and first-time voters don't register in large numbers, and if the current voter base remains constant, then mathematics, not emotions, will hand UDA another victory. Politics is arithmetic. If the same 2022 voters show up again in 2027, the same tribal voters, the same emotional, the same millennials, and the angry online crowd doesn't convert to registered voters, then this landslide prediction stops sounding crazy. The 6-piece possibility. Now let's talk about the 6-piece sheet voting. That happens when the president's party is dominant, the opposition is fragmented, voters designed to align fully with the ruling party. Right now, opposition unity is still shaky, messaging is shattered, and grassroots structures are inconsistent. Meanwhile, UDA is consolidating quietly. Dangerous combination. Let's look at the voter apathy factor. But here's the counter-argument. By-elections are low energy. General elections are different beasts. In 2022, turnout was high, emotions were high, stakes were high. If 2027 becomes emotionally charged, turnout dynamics could completely shift. Never underestimate Kenyan elections when emotions speak. The brutal reality: if new voters don't register, opposition doesn't unite, online outrage stays online, then yes, Ruto walks back in comfortably. But if Gen Z organizes physically, opposition aligns early, registration numbers explode, then 2027 becomes unpredictable. Right now, it's too early to call, but UDA winning everywhere in by-elections is not something to dismiss casually. So the real question is not, is Ruto popular again? The real question is, are the angry voters registered, and will they wake up early on the voting day? Because Kenyan elections are not won in the comment section, they're won at 6 a.m. queues. If you enjoy this kind of grounded political breakdown, there's no noise, it is just logic. Subscribe to HiiStory. We don't just trend politics, we dissect it. Now tell me in the comments, is this resurgence or just rehearsal? That's all for today. Bye.